Okay, I've never really noticed this before in my Model Y, but when I parked it last night, it was at 52%. Now it's at 54%. Um, so maybe it's just a question of being in the right place at the right time to show such a thing. But whatever, it is what it is. Not really a complaint, just a comment. So anyway, let's get going.
Now turn right onto Boggy Ford Road.
Hey guys, welcome aboard. I just taking a look at the skies. I kind of thought today would be kind of a clear day for some reason, and I guess it's not even clear. I have no idea. Sorry, one of my friends was asking me what I want for Christmas. You know what? We haven't even gone by my birthday yet. I don't know. I want my house paid for. I want my cars paid off. That's not gifts you can actually ask for unless somebody's rich. Right? Oh, what's that? You have lots of money? Oh, you know what I really want? I want a classic roadster. A Tesla Roadster. That's what I really want. There you go. Now, what would I do with such a thing? Because you can't road trips on those cars, or you'd be very limited in what you can do as far as road tripping goes. Because let's face it, they don't have NACS chargers. I'm not even sure what the technical feasibility of such a thing would be. But then again, if you have a classic roadster, what you want to do is preserve that for as long as you can. So you'd probably just drive it around town. No, I would tell you, kind of like the way I treated my Porsche 911, but I did take, yeah, okay, there's somebody coming. They're in their lane, we're in our lane. So it feels a bit like FSD's regressing a little bit. Anyway, so I want to compare it like to my Porsche 911, but with my Porsche 911, I went to Raymondville with it, Brownsville, and that's a 350-mile drive each way. I don't think you do that with a classic roadster. But it'd be fun to drive around town, man. Yeah. Zoom on. What's that? Oh, that's a gas car? Well, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, whatever. Sorry for that little rant. What's that? Oh, I'm supposed to be focusing on driving. And actually, where I started was look at all these clouds up there. I thought we were pretty much done with that, but they're also saying the cold front hadn't blown through yet. The rain and hail that fell last night was not as the cold front passed through. Yeah. Okay, we did react to the Highland Lake Boulevard stop sign. Anyway, come on, car, get in the lane. I don't know what is it with some people. Oh, you know, if you follow me long enough, you'll see me do the same thing. Not so much center lane, but the right lane, the right paint stripe. And yes, I know what. Oh, you gotta take over immediately. The car's departing the road. Oh, not really. Anyway, although there's some clear spots. So the cold front supposedly is supposed to come through tonight. So I should be able to get out in the 24-hour gym, work out, make it back home before the bigger chance for rain
In 500
starts.
feet, turn left onto Lomans Ford Road.
Okay.
Now turn left onto Loman's Ford Road.
And for a guy who, you know, the one friend says you're like toothpaste, right? What she means is it's hard to get me to talk. Yeah, so I don't feel like talking, I don't talk. Okay, green light, 1, 2, 3, go. Take a chance. Oh, come on. He stopped for the red light. We can go. There you go, pretty nice. It would have been nice to be a little bit off that corner, but okay. Maybe that's foreshadowing what's about to come. That is. Oh, this is going pretty good so far. Other than the stop sign did reach out and grab us. Let's see. They do have times on there. Okay. Oh, I should have kept. Well, I have the video running, right? Okay, I'll have to go back and review the video, see if it shows those times. Okay. Let's take a chance on putting you all to sleep for a while, shall we? Alright, so what's Mr. Ray's #1 rule for when somebody tailgates you? They're sending you a loud and clear message. They expect you to stop for both cars. So you slow down. Make sure you have plenty of room. I have no idea why this Acura. This Acura is tailgating me. It looks like they can't quite decide what they want to do.
Turn right onto Farm to Market 1431.
I don't know. Whatever. What's that I said? Oh, you go back to California? Yeah. Well, you might say I grew up in Florida.
Now turn right onto Farm to Market 1431.
But you know what? Florida's not the same place I left. It's not. I mean, the city I used to live in is 2 or 3 times bigger than what it was. Come on, go. And you know, a lot of people are moving to Florida to retire, right? At least that's part of the justification. I remember when we moved to Florida. Well, it couldn't be when we moved to Florida, but I remember at some point my father said, "Yeah, because he's a Republican, right? He was from New York, so I miss having a Republican Party." Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is this a category of, oh my God, I'm on a road? Minimal lane changes, please, since you've already proven I can't trust you. Sorry, so right there at Destination Way, the car suddenly threw on a fair amount of regen brakes, and I don't know if it's because of this Toyota in front of me, although he's going speed limit, or he was. Maybe he wants to be passed. Maybe he's using FSD too. Or if it was the car that was making left turn in front of these people. I'm going, how did you survive that turn? That's crazy. So I'm not quite sure what FSD was reacting to, but he definitely was reacting to something. And here comes Miss Acura. I think it's one. Didn't get a good look, but it sure looked like it. All right. So here's the good news. As we approach the magical Tesla traffic light, nobody's behind us. For what, a mile? A fair distance anyway. Oh, right, they're cresting the hill behind us. So it just came into view. They're that far back. Okay, there's our magical Tesla traffic light. Look at all those pretty flashing yellows. What? No way. Oh, man. maybe Tesla has done something. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean, they have people, they have resources. If it's a high enough priority, it will get done. I just find it hard to believe that they would listen to a YouTuber that has, what do I have today, 58 subscribers? And most of my more critical videos get 40 to 50 views. Of course, that Tesla Model S test drive, I can't believe it. It's over 6,000 views. Now, that's not a lot, but I find it surprising that people have gone out of their way to find it and, I guess, forward it to people. Say, hey, what do you think of this? And that's really the point of making the videos, is although my focus lately has been about on FSD. But it's just sharing information. Does it give me something to do? Yes. So even if nobody watched, it's still worth doing. Although when people watch, your head gets swelled up. Oh wow, look what I did. Okay. But how about we look at it as a green light? Treat it as a green light, maybe? It's almost like Tesla's made a trade-off. Hey, we'll do something about the magical Tesla traffic light, you know, those flashing yellows, but there's going to be a cost. And that is, for green light in Jonestown, you're going to slow down. Like, what? Why is that truck coming up on me? Okay, so coming up on the bent. Wow, that first one was bent too. This one's a little bit more, and this one's flat out looking at us. Now, he didn't send out the message, but he definitely interpreted that stop sign as ours. And given the angle, it seems reasonable to think that. All right. So what? We're going to go to Lakeline today. Oh, Mr. Navigation has a surprise for us. Yes, he is past the stop sign, but he is stopped. And that Honda stopped. Just try going. So there's so much. If you write the rules in code, there's so much you have to do. I mean, if you were to write out all the rules, you would fill a book with all those rules, right? I mean, hey, if you see this situation, it's this. If it's that situation, it's that. And if it's something in between, it's this other thing. It would just be full of rules and be a nightmare to maintain correctly. And like I said before, the neural network stuff is over my head. And I think they were talking to somebody. Well, we don't know exactly what language, so to speak, AI writes the rules in. We just know that it does something. That's kind of a foreign concept to me. But I don't know, whatever. Yes, when I graduated college, everybody wrote in COBOL. And I didn't even know what a database was. And the people who write stuff now, I'm not even sure they know what a database is. I mean, the guy's graduating college now. Maybe I should qualify that. Yeah. Right? I mean, the people who've been at it for 20 years. They know what a database is. They've had to work with databases. Anyway, yeah, it's hard for me to wrap my head completely around all this stuff. There comes Mr. Ram. Meantime, waiting for Mr. Subaru to figure out how he's going to climb a hill. Come on. That wasn't a semi. You didn't have to flinch. Oh! I'd rather not run into the back of that white Tesla today. How about that? Recording sent. Thank you for your message. Like as if you needed me to tell you what was wrong. You're taking just way too long to shift lanes. Wow, okay, this has been running for a long time, hasn't it? Anyway. Where was I? I was talking about how stuff has changed so much. I mean, when I retired, is it another Subaru? No, that's an Nissan. That's a Subaru that was going slow. Services, a termite specialist. He's taking off now. I mean, I get it if you're driving a nice vehicle to change subjects on y'all. If you're driving a nice vehicle and you're paying attention to the gas prices, what's that? Oh yeah, there was somebody talking on some video somewhere, and they're talking about gas prices. Let's see, $3.22 at the QT. Okay, and they were saying gas price was like $6.50 or something in California. And it was a relatively recent video, I think. But anyway.
In 1 mile, turn right onto North Lakeline Boulevard.
Alright. So anyway, this poor guy in the ABC termite specialist truck. I mean, I get it. I mean, not that he's paying for the gas, the company's paying for the gas. But you know what? If the company has to pay more for your gas, that means less money they can pay you. That's just right. The company has to pay his expenses. Oh, yeah. Let's throw in hard brakes. Whereas if you were just looking at it, you could have braked sooner. Yes, for some reason FSD has taken on the hard braking. I don't know. And there's Slowpoke Subaru. What's that? I should have gone left? Yeah, you're right. But I'm 0.4 miles away from Lakeline Boulevard. For some reason FSD wants to drive Lakeline today. I think I was starting to go down that path and I got distracted. Haha. Poor guys, I feel sorry for you. Then again, I've done videos like this where while I'm driving, I'm just talking. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. There's Twinkie. This guy's flashing right. He's all next to a whole bunch of cars. He's going to find his place to get over, though, isn't he? All right. So anyway, computer programming is magic, so to speak. How about if we just fade a little right, fade a little right. Come on, fade a little right. Oh, you got the idea.
Now turn right onto North Lakeline
Let's have a retired road racer driving today. No through trucks. Okay. I mean, I remember when I was in college. Of course, it was down in Rio Grande Valley, so I guess if you were good at programming, you went somewhere north. But I didn't even, that's not even why I went to college. I was going to become an engineer. Or at least that was where I was starting. So I figured being an engineer meant, well, I came a little bit later. See, my math skills are not very strong. They're not even really average, I don't think. I mean, I'm aware of concepts because I have taken calculus, but oh, I hated calculus. But it's just whatever. But the first engineering class I took, his main focus was to teach you computer programming. Why? Because instead of doing all the calculations by hand, you were going to use computer programming to do the calculations. Okay. Now, it took me a while to put all the concepts together, but you know what I found was once you put the concepts together, what were we stopping for? Once you put the concepts together, you can transfer to some extent from language to language, right? And it became easy. Now, I won't claim to be a real detailed programmer. I never really was. Oh, what now? Right? I was never very. I was good at putting together concepts, but doing all the detail work. Oh. Although in my early, he's gonna stop. He has to. Although it is a Lexus. What's that? What's that you said, Tesla? Oh yeah, Lexus are known to run red lights. Yeah, he was on his way, wasn't he? So what happened there was that Lexus came flying up. The FSD flinched, braked. Oh, and look at this guy. So what we're in a 45, although I'm only doing 41. He's flying up. I don't know. Why are you on Lakeline? Sorry, I'm just ranting, raving all over the place. You guys must be getting sick of it. So yes, sorry. Seeing him fly up the road makes me nervous. Because this is not a neighborhood to be flying up the road. What's he doing? Bypassing the toll road? But if you got on a toll road, then you could fly all you want. Oh, of course he's a Christian. Yeah, that makes sense. NX300. Oh! Oh! Almost left a lane there. I wonder how Mr. BMW would have felt about that. Anyway. Whoever's carrying the insurance on that car, I hope you know how he's driving it. I hope you're charging him the adequate amount. Whoa. Yeah, I wonder how. Yeah, that Suburban's probably built a bit more solid than your Lexus. Not a good target. Okay. And it's finally getting down to a place where this is getting kind of interesting, isn't it? %, charge. You know, until I got this car, I never thought anything about wireless charging. I'd heard it's less efficient. But I mean, I already had a plug-in cable at home, so I didn't have to do. I mean, I could just plug it in, and that worked. What do I have? I have a 12. Is that right? I have a 12? Wow. 13, 14, 15. It's been 3 years. Why are you stopping here? Hey, Mr. FSD, why are we stopping here? Well, it just seemed like a good place to stop, you know, because there's cars behind you and they're just waiting to hit you, so I thought I'd stop and make them hit you. Did you clear that with Mr. Musk? I mean, supposedly the whole thing with FSD, well, not the whole thing, but one of the things about FSD is it's safer than a human driver. And I, as a human driver, would not have done that brake there. Speaking of our friend, I guess he has finally escaped up the road. Oh. Yeah, you might want to accelerate a little bit. Yeah. That was a stale yellow you just went through. That one's going to be red. Whoa. Alright, so let me put you all to sleep and I'll wake you up when we get ready to go into 24-hour. Alright, so I'll wake you up early. Ha ha ha. So I'm at Lakeline. I'm pulling up on the 183 or Bell, however you want to call it. And I have FSD treating me to a symphony of dings, which usually means to some extent I'm not paying attention. Unless he's going like, well, I really wanted to go. How about if we go? Ding. Yeah, he wants to go. He wants to go left. I wonder where you want to go left. What's that? Because you need to get left? Then why in the world didn't you do that in the first place?
Take the US 183 south
Ding.
on the left.
Do I have to brake?
Now take the US 183 south.
Well, I'm trying
to
to if FSD ever figures it out. Okay. So actually coming down Lakeline did work out pretty well. I mean, yes, that white Lexus that rolled by, the NX 200, whatever it is, that was scary. Wait, that means it's the cheapest Lexus? Okay. Oh, what are you people doing on this highway? Get off! Get off! Get off! Oh, there you go. Get out of the... That works too. Just get out of the way. I don't think you guys quite know where you're going, though. Oh, well, no, FSD told us to stay out of the rightmost lane because it's the slowest lane. Okay, same argument as before. If I was over in the middle lane, I'd be going slower right now. As I roll by all these cars. Okay, it is definitely more clear over here. What's Mr. GMC going to do up here? I go, I'm a big truck. I gotta move over. Ah! And then all of a sudden, leaves start flying out of his bed. Little pieces of branches and stuff. Okay, so Mr. BMW here is going to get squeezed if he doesn't do something. And what's that? He's following a Cadillac. Oh, this is great. Whoa. No, it's not my fault you're there. And speeding up to match my speed doesn't seem to help you. Oh, he's going to speed up and pass me. Okay. Just keep in mind, you got to do it soon. Lane ends. Look at him, his head's moving all around. What? Where am I? Sorry. Yeah, this is going to be a long video, isn't it? I'm talking too much. But I woke you up to a symphony of dings from FSD. So either he's complaining I wasn't paying attention, well, my hands were on the wheel and I was looking forward, or he was complaining that, well, I need to take some action. Well, we're at a red light behind some cars. I'm not sure what action you're expecting to take when we're at a red light. What do you want me to do? Go run over to the control box and hit the switch to make it green? I don't have that kind of power, dude. Yes, I used to work for TxDOT. No, I did not work in that area. And I think the engineers for that division are ones who did that kind of stuff. Or directed the workers in the field to do that kind of stuff, whichever way. Whoa, 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 whoa. When I started with TxDOT, I worked on the purchasing system. And I was the wise guy. I said, well, why do we have to have OS2? Oh, don't get me wrong, I used to work for IBM. So do I prefer OS2? Yes. I'd rather OS2 was still around, but it was expensive and clunky. It wasn't the future. And what we're doing by saying you had to have OS2 was, whoa, of course it's a Toyota. That's a Camry?
Take the exit on the right towards Breaker Lane, Great Hills Trail.
Is that what that says? No. Oh, it's a Crown. That's what a Crown looks like? Okay. Isn't that the same GMC guy who was in front of us before? Okay, wait. So anyway. So the people who participate in purchasing had to have 2 workstations in their office, 1 Windows to do all their normal stuff, and 1 OS2 workstation. Okay. So, the guy who originally spec'd the OS2 workstations, he believed in OS2. And I'm not saying OS2 is bad, it's just by spec'ing OS2, I think a monkey sitting there. By spec'ing OS2, that meant that these people had to have 2 workstations. Well, that's a waste. There wasn't a good reason why you couldn't run the code on the Windows workstation.
Now take the exit on the right.
So what was Mr. Ray's contribution? Yes, I showed that we could run our purchasing system, or the user front end anyway, on Windows workstations. The main reason for having OS2 was for the printers, which worked on Windows. Worked just fine, actually. Alright, here we go. Middle lane, perfect, beautiful. A little bit slow. Well, you might want this pickup to go in front of you. In the meantime, because you're taking your time. Ah! Now you have Mr. Cadillac, who was banging around the road. Now he's come up behind you, or beside you. So it's going to be kind of difficult to make this right turn up ahead. And let's see, the car says that it should take 0.2 miles. And what? It takes 1/10 of a mile to make it to 24-hour fitness? Wow. Ding! Oh, I can't move these cars. And because the way you chose to drive, they're next to you. I mean, you could have braked a little bit harder to get in behind this pickup, but you didn't. You could have braked a little bit and let this Cadillac go by. Oh, look, he's turning. Okay, any chance? Any chance? Ding. Oh. Got a bunch of people going to McDonald's, I guess. Whatever, it was a 50-50 thing, right? Oh. And Mr. Dooley up there who passed us, he's going into 24-hour too. Okay. Oh, yes. We'll have turn signal on. We're going to turn left somewhere. Where are we going to turn left? Any ideas? How about if we don't hit that car? How about if we don't hit that car? Oops. Cancel.
Now your destination is on the right.
Oh, great. All right, so as we're pulling up into the entrance there was a Toyota Corolla that was coming out. And of course, Mr. Tesla is not quite willing to surrender to a Toyota Corolla. Although all I was asking is you stay on your appropriate side of the road. Okay, how's that for a drive, huh? Looks like I have limited shade here. But whatever, it's fine. Alright, so where was I? Yeah, time to put you back to sleep, huh? There you go. Alright, so where are we? We're at 24-hour. As usual now, it didn't used to be usual. The car was able to pull into the entrance to all the series of businesses around 24-hour. It found the road, the private road that goes directly to 24-hour, but because he doesn't want to make a nice parking turn that would be safer for him, he did the typical California road rager. I'm going straight for that corner, which means then you have to make some kind of manipulation to make it into that road. And on top of that, there was a car coming the other way, so you couldn't just cut the corner. Come on, man. Anyway, whatever. Oh, did I say this? Okay, 28 miles, 47 minutes, 239 watt-hours per mile, which is pretty good, actually. Actually, it's great, but whatever. So when it was Highland Lake Boulevard, I've forgotten if he caught it or not. I don't remember. But hey, the GoPro was running when we went by it, so we should be able to pull up the GoPro and take a look, huh? All right, so out Lumen Ford, easy enough. 1431, easy enough. When we went by the Magical Tesla traffic light, it almost looks like somebody worked on the issue. Yes, we slowed down, but you know what? If we slow down a little bit, I'll accept it as long as we're not coming to a stop. Right? I mean, nobody's expecting me to slow down to 50. Okay? Nobody's expecting it. But at least, it's kind of in the neighborhood of what you really should be doing here. And of course, I've already mentioned the brilliance of Jonestown, where they turn the stop sign. Come on, they turn the stop sign so it faces eastbound 1431. You know what? If a cop's sitting there and you run that stop sign, he's still going to give you a ticket. He will. If he's worth his salt, he will write you a ticket, and that will go on your record. So what's the point? The point is, well, I have nothing better to do with my life. Well, geez, come on, man. There's other things you could be doing. But anyway, whatever. Peace and harmony. For some reason, navigation has decided we're going down Lakeline. Now, I hadn't done it this way, but Lakeline actually kind of makes some sense. You'll avoid Bell, right? Bell is kind of a nightmare. So, although it's going to be 45 the whole way down, there's no 55 zone in there. And at least on Bell, there's a long section 55. Although most people who drive out there drive like as if they're from California, right? I mean, what? I don't know. Whatever the problem is, the problem is. So anyway, going on Lakeline. Other than there was this white Lexus who was zooming in and out of traffic, and was like, "Just get away from me," right? Just get away from me. And actually, when he came up to the traffic light, FSD kind of braked a little bit when he saw that white flash. I know what he's doing. He's like, I don't know if I can trust that guy. Tell you the truth, when I saw him driving up like that, I wasn't sure I could trust him either. You have a point. But it did come to stop, and FSD is not flinching till almost at that point. So it takes a little too long for FSD to think through things, at least from my viewpoint. Whatever, it is what it is. So when we got down close to 183, there's a couple lanes open up to the right, and FSD aggressively moved into that outermost lane. Okay, so that movement was the right movement to be making in this case. Okay, I'll give you that. However, usually when I'm driving on Bell, I stay to the inside lane, and that's so I can smoothly merge up on 183. Okay, so if you go in the outside lane in this case, you're now in the lane next to the lane or the outside lane, although it becomes the middle lane or something, I don't know. But I really want to be on the inside lane. And so that may have been part of the ding that I heard earlier was, well, I really want to be over the other lane. Well, you're the one who came into this lane, right? You're the one that did the navigation, all that. You did that. Well, as soon as I started approaching where I had to be, I kind of knew that if I was driving, I would have been in the other lane. But whatever. The good news is FSD was able to figure it out to some extent, although I think I may have had to help him actually. I think I had to turn on the left turn signal to move him into the right lane, so when he came up on 183, he was on the straight through lane. I mean, whatever. It's the way it works. No problem. It's 91 degrees already. It's 12:30. All right, so we merge up on the 183. Of course, he's going from a 45 zone to a 65 zone, and there's not really any help for him merging or adjusting speed up. All right, so I hit my scroll wheel a little bit to adjust speed up, just so we can get going. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. It's all working out. So when we get up on 183, normally FSD would want to push me into the middle lane. And I had my GoPro running at the time, so what I was saying was, normally this is what would happen. But you know what? If I was in the middle lane, I'd be going slower than I am right now. I'm passing a bunch of cars. Why? Because they're going slow. They're going slow in the middle lane. They really should be in the outside lane. But they probably don't know how to do that. Or maybe FSD's telling them they really should be in the middle lane. Stay out of the right lane, it's slower. Okay, please do. Stay out of the right lane, because I'm coming through. Right? Alright, so when we start coming up to the point where there's another lane next to us, that lane is going to come to an end. So there's a BMW, and he's kind of like, at first we were edging past him, but as soon as he realized that a Tesla was edging past him, he made an adjustment and sped up just a little bit. What's that? Yeah, he sped up just a little bit, just enough where he was going to be in front of us by the time the lane ended. But his head was all over the place looking around when it came time to get over. I don't know why. Come on, man. It's whatever. Peace and harmony. He managed to get in front of me. He managed to get his space. So congratulations on winning. Oh, whatever. Okay. So at this point, I think I turned the GoPro off for half a minute or so, because I quickly came up on the exit for going to 24-hour, and I turned it on for that. Now, the middle lane was open, so FSD got into the middle lane, and then he was looking at a pickup, and it's almost like he was going to pass that pickup, but then that pickup sped up just enough where he couldn't pass the pickup. So what's the right answer here? Well, the right answer is you got 0.2 miles to work it out. Things happen in 0.2 miles. Sometimes people are turning. The various things happen. You'll have another opportunity. But what I'm saying here is, if FSD had sped up a little bit, you could have got in front of the pickup. Once FSD decided, no, we're going to be next to this pickup, if he had braked, there was just enough room to get behind that pickup. Although there was quickly a Cadillac coming up. In fact, the Cadillac that was up on the road earlier, I think. But there was space behind the pickup you could have got into. Now, what's the point of all this? Well, yes, exactly. There were some people turning into McDonald's. Oh, and of course they're turning really slow. There's some people turning into HEB. And of course they're going really slow. And in the meantime, there's a couple of cars that went by us because we're going so slow. Oh man, come on. So, whatever. The point here is you made a choice. It's 50-50. We did get over because the Cadillac that came up behind the pickup, he was going to turn right, and that opened up the space on the outside lane. So FSD was able to move over. Okay, so other than the waiting for the traffic to figure out how to go through, no problem. We left this t-shirt on this foot. Anyway, whatever. So we turned in. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. FSD's still having a hard time figuring out how to roll another 20-30 feet up to then make a left turn. Would it about 20 feet? You think it's 20 feet? Okay, I'll buy that. 20 feet. If you roll up 20 feet, then you can make a smooth arc into the lane you're supposed to turn into. He has a hard time being patient enough to do that. It's just the way it is. Whatever, peace and harmony. It's better and better day by day. I mean, some days it regresses, yes. I feel like today had some regression in it, but it was okay. So there you go. Let's see what happens when it comes time to go home. Well, it was a mixed day so far, so maybe I shouldn't be so worried, huh? We'll see what happens. Okie dokie. Okay, so we're going to make
In
the
500 feet, turn right onto
FSD
Research
U-turn.
Boulevard.
But that's okay. Yes, that's there. Okay. So before I even get into the entrance to for 24 hour. Whoop, come on. Steer straight, steer
Now
straight.
turn right
Come on,
onto
steer
Research
straight.
Boulevard.
Oh, okay. So if you knew this Nissan was coming, would you still do the same thing? Oh shit, let's play rip. Yeah, wait. Let's let this. Okay, go. If you're gonna go, go.
In 1,000 feet, bear left to stay on Research Boulevard.
Well, the car decided to go, and then he forgot how to go. So I had to take over. Okay, whoop, come on. So FSD doesn't always take the first double click. I don't know why, it just doesn't. I mean, I think it's also a timing issue. What? Go! Alright, had to use a little accelerator, get him to go, just like last time around. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. We have some. Oh, look at all these people buying gas. Oh my goodness. I guess Costco has a good price today. Although I have heard that before. No, still Boston Market. Einstein bagels. Oh, it's been a long time since I had a bagel. Okay, so I'm having a hard time following exactly what it is we're going to do. Looks like we're going to cut across the Avery Ranch, which makes me wonder if it's going to no, we're going to get out of Lakeline Boulevard. Okay, so we're going to get out of Lakeline Mall Drive, I think it is, and we'll go to Avery Ranch Boulevard and go up and then go up Palmer. Okay, so that's easy enough. Yay! And it says it's going to take 12 miles to do that. Okay. Looks like traffic is moving. It's 2:52. That's interesting. So I feel like I'm leaving a little bit later than I normally would. Yep, Mr. Camry's not sure he wants to go on green. Oh, he's turning left anyway. Well, my door didn't come with turn signals in it.
In 500 feet, take the US 183 north ramp on the left. Now take the US 183
I got
north
you.
ramp on the left.
Come on. Keep going. And don't hit the barrels, for Pete's sakes. I don't know why you like to hug the barrels. Bing. Although this time I know it's switching lanes. Yeah. Oh. No, I don't want to do that. Minimum lane change is on. Let's see when we bring FSD back up. Please keep your hands on the wheel, sir. It is a Tesla mandate. We found that slower traffic. Looks like an Airstream up ahead of us ways. Alright, so we're up on wave 3. Yeehaw. I'll let you go to sleep for a while and I'll wake you back up later. Okay guys, welcome back. We're coming up on the Lakeline Mall exit. Yeah, you look like the kind. I knew when I saw you. I knew it. I'm driving Volkswagen. Well, I have to drive stupid. Is that really required? Right? I've owned and driven 2 Volkswagens myself. I wasn't required to be stupid to drive them. Come on, get over, get over, get over, get over, get over, get over, get over. Well, he didn't want to do that, does he?
US 183.
So yeah, FSD doesn't want to get in the outside lane here. Although, if I remember right, we're going to turn right on Avery Ranch up here. Is that right? Did I read that correctly? Mr. FSD? He's back there talking to that Mr. Navigator. Mr. Navigator says we're going to turn right in 1.0 miles. And actually, lane I want to be in is the one just to my right, but there's a bunch of traffic in it. So that's going to be difficult right at the moment. Although I think eventually it's going to thin out. Driver 4U4. What? Or is that DV? Disabled veteran, U.S. Armed Forces, yes. So proud of being in the service, he didn't list which branch. Okay, whatever, peace and army. Brake lights off. Car is rolling. Got a CarMax Mercedes to my right. You know, you could fit in right behind him, but I guess you don't want to. I got pickup on my left, rear left. It was like, oh, I think I'll go through you. He's probably not even coming this way. Oh, he's not coming this way. Why in the world would he be coming through my left? Okay, go right, go right, go right. Come on, go right. Yes, I like get over before FSD requires me to get over. I like being set up in the lane I'm going to be in early, which is not the FSD style. The FSD style is wait till last minute and try to nudge your way through it. What's that? Yes, in human terms, nudging your way through it in a car means trading paint.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Avery Ranch Boulevard.
I don't think FSD fully understands the cost of that decision.
Now turn right onto Avery Ranch Boulevard.
But I don't know how you train him on that without showing him how to nudge and trade paint. Oh, yeah, let's stop for... Oh, wait, he's going. Whoa. Well, it's too late to look now. You've already committed. You know, halfway on the street, you're like, oh, wait, I didn't look. Yeah. Kind of shook me up there, didn't it? Oh, I'm okay. It's just sometimes. Okay, it is a 40 zone. Oh. You do see the pedestrian? Okay, good for you. Oh, he's off the street. Yes, I am not driving the friendly Texan way. You're right. I am. Although I did make a mention of the fact that this 40 mile per hour speed zone is really suggesting what the minimum speed should be. That is kind of how I'm driving, but not as aggressively as that Tesla just passed us, which is actually Twinkie, isn't he? Yeah, it's a blue Model Y. This is a blue Model Y. I think he still has his aero wheels on. What's that? No, I took my aero wheels off. Once I computed that I lost maybe 10 miles range, or no, it's not worth keeping them on. I prefer having the mag wheel look. Maybe I should have pushed him left, huh? Come on, Nissan, go. Yes, I know. Keep your pants on. No train horn. Well, if you want to get behind this car, you got to slow down some more. Let me handle getting over to the left since you can't seem to quite grasp the concept. Recording send, thank you. Yes, I hope you learned something from it. That's the only reason we're taking the trouble of doing it. What time is it? It's 3:04. Middle school's out already? I assume those girls are middle school. I don't know.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto West Palmer Lane.
2 lanes, turn left. Follow this guy in. This is a car I've been following for a while. Wow. Yeah. Okay, what I was going to say was, when we first moved to Texas, I graduated high school. I just graduated high school, actually. Okay, a month or 2, maybe 3. I don't remember. Anyway, some of my friends and I, we went to go see a pep rally for the high school football team. Harlingen, that is. And I'm looking at these girls, the cheerleaders, and it's just hitting me how young they look. And then when you think about the fact that, well, they're cheerleaders, so they're probably juniors and seniors, which means they're only 1 or 2 years younger than me. And I'm looking at them like they're little kids. And it's like, oh my goodness, I am getting old. I'm not that old, and I'm already going like, oh, I'm old. Now, it could be some of them were freshmen, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know, it just hit me. Of course, being over 18 or over, I would qualify as an adult, while they qualified as not adults. That's jailbait, yeah. Oh, if they're seniors, they might be 18, who knows, I don't know. But anyway, the main point is, it just struck me how young they looked. And I'm busy talking, I hadn't put FST back on. Oh, come on, car. I had to wait for you to go by. You should at least be going up the road like if you're going somewhere. What's that? Well, Ray, you sound like California Road Rager. Yes, but I do know that there's a cost to raging and crashing into people, stuff like that.
Turn left onto East Whitestone Boulevard.
So there's a limit to how you'll hear me complain. but you're not going to see me attempt to push somebody off the road. Because there's a cost. Right? It's easy for other people to say, oh, you must. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yes. Just ask my oldest daughter. I've complained like this since she was little. And she said, with people like you on the road, I don't want to drive. I'm just complaining. What's that? Yeah. Okay. FSD on? Okay, good to go. Oh, and again, he's going, oh, you're not slowing down enough. I'm going to throw on hard brakes. Why? Where are you slowing down? Okay. Well, it's an odd drawing of what the parking lot looks like, but oh, that's interesting. So anyway, navigation has something mapped out, which for some reason, oh wait, you're going to put me in another parking space? It kind of looks like he's going to have me go to, wait, that's not. Oh my goodness. Is that the problem? Yep, FSD, brake on, FC off. Slowing down for no reason, so I'm going to drive it in. But looking at what navigation has mapped out for me, it's almost like it wants me to turn here into Wendy's and then go up to the parking space instead of coming up to this road right here and going up to the parking space. That could be the reason why it's having problems. It's completely off. Yeah, whatever. Peace and harmony. It is what it is. I mean, if it's going to do it that way, whoops, I can't park there. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, well, I don't want to write down now, do I? Okay, here, let me turn you guys off. Okay, 13 miles, 23 minutes, 250 watt hours per mile. Okay, yes, there was some slower traffic. Going slower tends to give you better energy usage. So there you go. So, what can I say? So coming out of a 24-hour, at first he wasn't going to go, and then all of a sudden he decided to go, and then all of a sudden he kind of froze up. So I put my foot on the accelerator, because I turned the wheel, broke off FSD, but not TAC. And so I had to brake to turn off TAC. Is that right? I think it is. And so then once I got straightened out, I took it into the U-turn, I think. I don't know, I have to go back and review the video, but that's the way I remember it. It got confused when it wanted to leave. And part of it is, there was a truck that was pulling out from HEB or wherever it was down next to us. And it was starting to come, and you had to either commit and go. Although it turns out he's actually going to go up on US 183 eastbound, so it wasn't going to be a problem. But he would have been if he stayed there. Okay, whatever. Peace and Army, it's fine. What else is there? Oh, so after we get through the U-turn, so at the stop, yield, whatever it is, I think it's a yield. Anyway, the car stops. He's not sure what to do. Give a little accelerator, get it going. As it turns out, the lane on the other side is going through. They have the green lights, so as long as nobody's turning off of there to go to the right, there's no traffic that we have to compete with. But let's just keep it going, right? Getting up on way 3, no big problem. I mean, there's some slow traffic for some reason today. It's just the way it is. There was an Airstream, and I thought maybe he was slowing us down, but a little bit later, you can see the Airstream's leaving, and it's just the traffic in front of us who's going, oh, but we want to go slow. Oh, come on, get off the road, right? But whatever. Okay, fine. Coming up to the Lakeland Mall Drive exit, or US 183, depending on how you look at it. I make sure the car is in the outer lane of the 2 exit lanes. FSD is not particularly happy about that, but it's the right place to start with to get over, to make the exit. And because FSD is not particularly happy that I'm the one who directed it, he doesn't necessarily want to think about getting over to the right, which is typical for FSD. FSD doesn't like making a maneuver until last second. I mean, sometimes he will, but there are other times it just looks like stubbornness. No, I own this lane. I earned this lane. But you need to get over to continue route. You need to move over to continue going. No, I earned this place. I don't know, whatever. It's a California road rager thing. It just, I don't get it. But then again, I have the opposite mentality here of, if the space is open and we're going to want to get to the right, get to the right. If the space is open and we want to get to the left, get to the left. Are we getting over early? Yes, but at least we've gotten over, so we're ready when our time comes. Don't waste your effort. Okay, so whatever. So the car is kind of beeping, but I mean, what can you do? There's too much traffic around us at this point in time. Just live with it. And we have another mile. So usually over a mile, traffic will shift and the space will open up, right? So you just have to have patience for it. That's why I like moving early. You move early, you don't have to have patience. You've already done it, okay? But whatever. Just like I said, yes, some cars move around, some cars take off, whatever. Some cars turn right. So there's a space open on our right. We can go right. As it turns out, for Avery Ranch Boulevard, both the outside and the lane next to it both turn right. So either lane would work. So I could have stayed in the lane I was in, and it would have been fine. So, I mean, whatever. And the problem I had later on Avery Ranch Boulevard is, because I went outside, that means we're in the outside going up Avery Ranch, and for some reason this Nissan van thing, he's kind of moving up on left, but he's not really going. He's not quite there. Whatever. It is what it is. Eventually, not that FSD is listening, but I'm trying to tell FSD, if you slow down, you could slip in behind the car that's next to you, sort of next to you, and then you'd be good. And he's going, why would I do that? Okay, I don't know what FST is actually saying, but he's not doing it. And in the meantime, there's a car coming up on the inside lane, so you're gonna have to wait for another one if you don't go. So finally, the human driver, brake on, FST off, move the car over to the left. Come on, man. Whatever, peace and harmony. I mean, it's just the way it is. See, I have a hard time seeing how this car is going to do robo-taxi. He has such a hard time. I mean, I've seen other people do videos like, oh, I don't even have to touch the steering wheel except when the nag comes up. I don't drive my car at all. FST does all of it. And they've had older versions than I have, right? And I don't get it. I'm now on 11.4.4, and some of these guys, that's what they were using before. It must have been a while back, right? Because they've gone to 11.4.5, 11.4.6, 11.4.7. Yes, 11.4.7 is out, but it's starting to sound a little bit like there's no real advantage to switching to 11.4.7 over 11.4.4. And yet these guys are saying, oh, it drives so perfectly. It makes me wonder how much attention they're paying to what's going on with their drives, right? I don't know. I'm not saying to disparage them. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time seeing it based upon my experience. Now, when I watch your videos, like, oh wow, that's cool. But I don't know. I just don't. I'm not there. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. It's fine. So as we come up on 1431, I'm looking at the navigation map. So lately, it's turning into Wendy's, which I don't know if you can see it down there, but that's that little building down there. So there's a couple entrances into their parking lot, and it looks like it's trying to take one of those. Well, but that's not where I'm going. I'm coming up to the Walmart parking lot because I'm going to Walmart. And I'm looking at the map, and then I noticed, wait, that blue line is not in the right place. So what's that? Yeah, the blue line they have painted in there, navigation has painted in there, doesn't get you up to the Walmart parking lot. You have to go further in to get to the Walmart parking lot. Oh my goodness gracious. No wonder why I have so much trouble with it. Okay, whatever. So, brake on, FST off, I manually drive up. But here's where I'm going with this, with that discussion, and that is, we're talking about doing robo-taxi. Robo-taxi will be FST driven, right? And what I'm saying is, I don't see how. I mean, it's just a question of training. It's a question of time. Right, that's all it is. But like, if you came to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, we're ready to put robo-taxi onto your Model Y," it'll be great. You'll make money. I'll be looking like, "Are you kidding? I don't see how this is going to work out." That's kind of where I'm at the moment. I don't see how. Given time, yes. Tesla will be mapping everything, and it'll have what it needs to do it. Right? Like 24-hour, it knows where the dot is. And the dot looks like it's right about the entrance of 24-hour fitness. But getting to that dot, he just can't quite get there. But like I said, That's a question of experience, time, and oh my goodness, I'm the one teaching Tesla how to do it now, right? Whatever, and that's okay. I'm going to 24-hour anyway. I normally don't park in front. Or I do now. I used to park in the back. Why? Because I want to have more space for my car. I don't want to park next to somebody with a beat up old Toyota Corolla, right? Because he has nothing to lose when he opens his door up into your door. Doesn't hurt him. This car's already all beat up and old. Oh, what's that? Yes. There is a Sentry system in my car. It will take video. I know. I watched my friend had a couple of spots on her door, and she was wondering where it came from, and I said, well, I don't know, and so she wasn't there when I looked at the video, but there was a guy who parked next to her. And he's letting the kids out, so he's making sure the door didn't hit the door. It hit my friend's door, right? But then when he's done unloading, he goes and sits on my friend's fender, the back fender. What? Really? What was that about? Anyway, onward, upward charge. Anyway, so that's why I don't like parking in front. And the last few times before today, I was parking next to where they have construction going on, and the construction people have hit the fence so often, it's kind of laying over flat. Right? It's bent over. That's kind of scary. So today, and I initially parked next to a car. I'm looking at that car and I'm like, that looks kind of close. And then I noticed that there was a car leaving further down. It looked like that parking space is all by itself. Okay, I'm gonna go park over there. Yes, I don't want somebody dinging my car. I mean, it's already gotten several dings. The last time I was in for Tesla service goes, oh, it looks like you hit the back of your car. I'm like, yes, I did. Believe my fault, I did it. Although usually with Tesla chargers, you're expecting them to have the little stoppers, and some places don't have the stoppers at all, and some places they're not really effective. And with almost everybody signed up to adopt NACS within a year or two, it's going to be a mess figuring out how to make that all work. But I'm way off track, ain't I? Okay, so tying it back together, I'm having a hard time seeing, although in more serious discussions, people are saying robo-taxi's like 2 years away. I don't know why. I don't know why robo-taxi be 2 years away, unless they're waiting to build the compact car, and the compact car will be the first official taxis. Although I would like to think you could just lay the software on my Model Y and have it be a robo-taxi, right? That's kind of where I'm at. Why not? I live out in Lago Vista, right? How many people are going to run robo-taxi from Lago Vista? Probably not many. Most of them will be running out of Cedar Park is the closest. I would think, right? But anyway, why not let the car go make money for me? Yes, I'll have to pay taxes on it. That's life. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Try to breathe. Try to relax. It's all good. Someday it's going to be great. What's that? Actually, yes, it is kind of great as it is right now. You're right. It is for me. So we'll see how it goes. Onward, upward charge. Good. What's the chances I can make this work? Good. Noodle shows we're going to go right. Navigation shows we're going to go right. Autopilot wheel is on. Took a while to get that to go. Okay. Look, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I think we can go here. What's the chance that you're still creeping forward for visibility? We're already out.
Now turn right onto East Whitestone Boulevard.
Okay, we're going to turn here. And we should be good to go. Oh, that car just got his green light. Okay, let's go. Go, go, go. Of course, that's a red light up ahead. Alright, so hopefully the rest of this is pretty uneventful. I'll wake you up if there's something to talk about. I'll see you later. Hey, welcome aboard, guys. So we're following this white Escalade, MYS 9200. This little Toyota in the right lane. For some reason, the Escalade couldn't hold his line and started crossing the line into this Corolla. Oh my goodness. And all of a sudden he can go. For all there, he was going really slow. What? Oh, I can go right. Okay. Oh my goodness, what in the world? But it's an Escalade. What do you want? It's a Cadillac. You're in such a cocoon, you don't even think about the fact you're driving a vehicle. Is that right? It's pretty obvious from that car's behavior. I'm guessing somebody's driving it. Oh, they have what, Super Cruise and GM vehicles? But you have to be sitting there and you have to be looking straight ahead. You don't have to have your hands on the wheel, but you have to be looking straight ahead. Looking like you're paying attention. Okay, guys. Anytime you're ready to go, let's go. So yes, we're rolling up on the Magical Tesla traffic light. Now, earlier today, yes, we slowed down, but we didn't stop. There was no message indicating we're going to stop, which was, I would like to say, pretty amazing, although it has done it before. So he has the capability in there somewhere. If you can just focus, stopping for traffic light. Okay, well, I guess it fails that test, huh? Alright, catch you all. Alright, so I just took a shortcut through Lowe's, the Lowe's parking lot.
Now turn right onto Romans Ford Road.
Yeah. So when I came up to the line, waiting to turn left, it was way out into the inside lane. Now, did I actually make a difference? I don't know. But I didn't wait in that line. Ding ding. FSD on. Alright, let's see how it goes, shall we? What? How? This is the 40 mile per hour sign. That's weird. So it said I was in the 40 mile per hour zone, but I wasn't. I was in 35. But whatever, peace and harmony. Magical Tesla navigation stuff, man. Okay. Alright, so anyway, I've somehow managed to avoid all that craziness. It's a pickleball challenge, but I can't. Why would you put a sign there that you can't really look at when you drive by? You have to pull over if you want to read it. Then again, if you really lived in Lago Vista, you should have the Lago Vista app, and you should be looking on there, right? Yeah. Whoa, hey. Well, I don't want to hit that Model X either, but that doesn't mean you have to go in the other lane. Or is it treating the Model X like a semi? I don't know. So that's something that FSD does with semis. It'll shrug away from the semi. So if the semi's on your left side, it'll scoot over to the right side, over to the line. Well, that car was in front of me at some point. How about if we go on the green light? What do you think? So I had to use the accelerator to keep the car moving. Well, it looks like somebody needs to do some maintenance on 373 here. Part of the taillight is out, the lower left one that is, and it didn't even hit a highlighted brake light. So those lights are riveted in, so you have to break out the rivets, put the new one in, and then re-rivet it. Yes, I've done a couple of those. 50 miles an hour, okay.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Boggy Ford Road.
Is that Kermit? Well, obviously Miss Lisa's not in charge anymore. How do you know, Ray? Because the kids are standing up. Oh, okay, let's see what this does. School zone is active. No indication. I'm behind the bus, so I'm down to 35. No indication. Just went through an active school zone, no impact on FSD. Did not slow down. Thank you for sending us yet another message. Maybe someday we might actually do something for you. In the meantime, we don't care. Sorry, you're recording me when I say that. But months ago, okie dokie guys, 21 miles, 36 minutes, 236 watt hours per mile. Now, today is much cooler. The car shows 96 right now, whereas yesterday it was showing 106. So it's much more pleasant. And there's supposed to be a cold front come through tonight. They'll cool us off another 10 degrees or so. I hope that's accurate. All right, so where are we? We're at Walmart. Oh my goodness. So as I'm pulling out, I see that navigation has again laid out the reverse way that I came in. So it's going to lay out going out the same way, or the reverse when we came in. And that's all fine. It at the four-way stop coming off the Walmart parking lot, it did stop and go like, I'm not sure, so I gave it some accelerator. When we got down to the level with 1431, it looked like the cars to our left just got the green light, which means we can go without worrying about it too much. So foot on the accelerator, get the car moving a little bit, because he's going like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Right? It's not all the time, but in this particular case, it's pretty typical. So as we're rolling down 1431 westbound, and there's this car that's what, 5 feet maybe 10 off my rear bumper, I think 5 feet. And he's just kind of hanging there. And I want to go to middle lane. That's where he is. But he's not passing. Come on, man. I mean, if you're going to hang out there, at least be because I'm under the speed limit. Because I'm behind slower traffic. That's why I want to go left. I want to get in the middle lane. Well, it takes a while, but he finally, when I stare at him long enough, he go like, "Oh, what's going on?" Okay, whatever. Brake on, FC off, move lanes. I'm now in the middle lane, and bam, he's disappearing off my back. Yes, he was going 10 miles under speed limit. No one of those California people that I wish you just stayed in California. Yes, we do have people who drive in a more relaxed way, at a more relaxed pace. That's true. It's not too often. And usually not on 60 mile per hour highways. Right? If they're on a 60 mile per hour highway, they're on the shoulder or they're in the far right somehow. They're not in the middle or the left. Because they don't want to get run over either. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony. Let's move on, shall we? So when we go under the Texas 183A overpass, for some reason the car is going, "Oh, I think I should go 35 here." When we're in a 50 zone, they're like, "I should go 35." Oh, why? What? I mean, for a while there was a car that was in front of us. It actually turns out he wants to go to the outside lane. Maybe he's going to Chick-fil-A, something like that. So when he moves over, all of a sudden our lane opens up, so we can go. But FSD's playing game like, "Well, but there's so many cars to my left, there's so many cars to my right, I'm not sure." Well, if I was driving, I know what I would do. Yes, I'd go right around 50, not 35. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Finally he starts figuring out, but he's still being somewhat cautious. Okay, I would agree with being somewhat cautious, but not overly cautious. Not the overly cautious where you get somebody runs into you from the back. Right? That's what you're setting yourself up for. Okay. Finally we get out of all this craziness, and so we pass Baghdad. So we're getting on the west side of Cedar Park. We pass Baghdad. Things start loosening up a little bit. There's a bunch of people who are turning on Anderson Mill. And then there's one pickup who's kind of hanging around in the left lane because he's going to turn left here eventually, because he lives over on the left. Oh man, come on, man. Whatever. All this is fine. Not an FSD problem at all. So we just keep rolling. We go through Jonestown. Jonestown's not a real problem. Other than I have several cars that pass me, and then all of a sudden go like, "Oh wait, we're in the speed zone here." Yes. And sometimes the cops are out there to hand you free tickets, to surrender your money, and tell your insurance they should be charging you more too. What are those called? They're called speeding tickets. All right? That's why you don't speed through Jonestown. Okay. Well, it's funny how they were like, "Oh, but that's a warning sign for 35. It's just a warning sign. They're not going to stop you for the warning sign. I don't even know why they have that warning sign there. It's stupid. But anyway, I mean, so as I'm driving along, there is a Cadillac. It is a Cadillac, right? I think it's a white Escalade. I didn't have the GoPro going. By the time the GoPro came up, He was already like, oh, no, I'm driving correctly. But he was fading right, and there was a Toyota Corolla next to him, and he's starting to cross the line, separating lanes. Oh my goodness. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care if you were dependent upon Super Cruise to handle it. You're still responsible as the driver of that vehicle. Don't have an accident in front of me, please. If you have to have an accident, go behind me somewhere, have your accident, so I can make it home. That easy, that simple. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. It's all good, actually. We'll get by. So at the because of the mix of traffic, I find that I'm in the inside lane, where normally I'd be in the outside lane as we leave Jonestown. Okay, and because of all the traffic going fast and slow and fast, I got a few people sort of behind me, and we're coming up on West Reed Park Road. What's that? Well, I was kind of hoping, I mean, this morning it didn't throw up the message that we're stopping. It slowed down some, but it didn't throw up the message that we're stopping. So I was kind of hoping maybe Tesla figured out how to do it both ways. No, they didn't. Okay, fine, whatever. Foot on the accelerator, keep the car moving, because there's two cars right behind me, or close behind me. So I don't have room to play games. I don't have time to play Elon Musk games. I wish you just played it straight and made it work. So that's too big a wish, isn't it? Too big an ask. Well, you know, if you do stuff like this, you're not going to make it with Robotaxi. You got to figure out how to clean this up. What's that, FSD 12? Well, get it to my car. Prove it. I'm not part of the early release group. Yes, obviously. But even at 11.4.4, that's still a big improvement over what 11.3.6 was. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Foot on the accelerator, brake on, FC off, send a message. It's not a traffic light. Come on. Okay, FC back on. Did I put FC back on? Yes, I did put FC back on. All right. Well, guess what? There's still a fair number of people in front of me, which means there's a fair number of people who are going to turn left on Loman Ford. The line is what? Like 10? Maybe at least 10 cars, not 15 cars back from the point where you get over into the turn lane. So they're blocking the inside lane. So brake on, FD off, fade to the right, go around them, cut through the Lowe's parking lot, and then hit up Loman Ford. Was that completely legal? No, it was not. And at some part of it, I think I might have even had to GoPro running. But hey, you know, they I want to say they just extended. It's been what, a year and a half, something like that. It's been a year and a half. It used to be there was a yellow marked off section, and they went back, painted over the part they needed to paint over, and made it a longer turn lane. And it's still not long enough at 4:40 in the afternoon on a work day. They're going to have to do more work here. And chances are, by the time they figure out that how to design it and pay for it, they're still not going to make it long enough. Whatever. It is what it is. I mean, there's just so many people who live off Loman Ford. At some point, you're going to have to make the 2-lane section of Loman Ford 4 lanes. Although, to a large extent, I think they have almost the land they would need to do it. It's just paying for it. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. So yes, I take a shortcut. Oh, slap my hand. Whatever. Nobody got in trouble. Nobody got any kind of problems from it. And when I got down towards Don Drive, I did see a car that had seen much earlier, so he was further up the road than I was, and he was coming up behind me and turning right. Yes, I was at a stoplight behind a bunch of cars again. But I mean, whatever. At least I'm not in that long line. Okay, whatever. But I mean, so in this case, Robotaxi would have just got in line and sat there. Although he'd probably be going, ding, ding. I mean, who wants to listen to all this annoying dinging when if it's a Robotaxi, what's the person supposed to do? They're just along for the ride. And if it's FSD and a person's driving, well, what is that person supposed to do? Because you're stopped because of traffic in front of you. All right? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Turn FSD off, apparently. Is that what we want, is to turn FSD off? I don't get what that advantage that would be. It won't help you training. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. So we passed Don Drive. That means we're going to go by the high school. So around 4:35, right, 4:35, we passed by the high school. Their lights are flashing. Now I'm following a school bus. The school bus slows down to 35. Okay? So that slows me down to 35. So I'm obeying the speed limit, sort of, kind of. But FSD did not register any change. What's that? What was that? You had an F category there, Mr. Ray? Failing to observe the school zone is an automatic F. Okay, you get enough for the whole drive. There you go. It's really easy. All you gotta do is train FSD to say, oh, there's a school zone. What's speed limit say? Okay, let's go to that speed limit. Nothing to it. What's that? Oh, we can't do that because that would mean that we want our car to work in the real world. Okay. I mean, if you want the car to work in the real world, you got to figure out there's a problem here. And you got to find a solution to it. PDQ. Okay, whatever. Since I did break on FSD off in the school zone, FSD's not on, so I just drive the rest of the way home. There you go. So that's enough for today, until such time as Tesla decides that an active school zone means something's going on there, like school's getting in session or school just let out, and there might be kids running around. That's the point of those active school zones. What's that? It's a high school? Yes, but at the middle school you had that problem. At the elementary school you had that problem. And I would have given you something over there just north of the plant, but guess what? They don't have active school zones, apparently. I don't know. I mean, I could have gone back and searched for something, but I'd already had enough for that time. Okay, there you go. If it is, and there we go.